In our previous part, we discussed about data types of Python. Now in this part, let's discuss about operators of Python, flow control in Python, for loop, while loop, exceptions in Python. Operators in Python. The different types of operators in Python are arithmetic operators, assignment operators, operators, logical operators, unary operators. Arithmetic operators, they are used for mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. And next one is assignment operators. Is used to assign values. Okay, left hand side and right hand side will be there. For example, a is equal to 5. 5 will be assigned to a. That is assignment operator. We can also do assignment by shorthand by means of performing an arithmetic operation and then assigning the value both at a time. We can also assign the values in one line for two variable. For example, a comma b is equal to 5 comma 6. So a will be 5 and b will be 6. Both values we can assign in Python. And then relational operators are used to do comparison, and the resultant of that will be either true or false. And logical operators include and or not. Okay, and operator, if both values are true, then result will be true. In case of or operator, if any one value is true, then result will be true, and not, that is used for negation. Unary operator takes a single operand in an expression or a statement. So for flow control, if, elif, else statements are there in Python. In that one, first one is if statement. Okay, if statement, we know if, and then we will be checking for some condition. If that condition is true, then the statements inside that if condition, they will be executed. So, use of if keyword specifies the flow of execution of the code, and based on the condition of the problem statement, if keyword helps to decide which set of statements should be executed. See in this example, if condition and then colon is there, if that condition is true, the statement under that if condition, that will be executed. The statements of the if block will be executed only when the condition of the if statement is true. If the condition is false, then it will come to next block after that, next line after that if statement. If consists of a block where you can write multiple statements, that is also known as a suit. Indentation is very very important in Python. Okay, in C programming we will be using flower braces, but in Python we will be using indentation. So depending on the indentation, number of statements which will be coming under if condition will be decided. Okay, if in Python we have to follow certain indentation that specify the conditions that are present inside a certain block. Indentation means a certain number of spaces at the beginning of the code line. That is the space what we will be giving in the beginning of the line. That is the indentation. Indentation increases the readability of the code. If there is a if block, then we will be having else block. If we want to check two conditions, first we will be writing inside if condition, and if, and then we will be checking the condition. If that is not true, then it will be going to else part. Okay, so we can use multiple if block in a code. Multiple uses of if block decreases the efficiency of the code. If the condition, as the condition will be checked again and again in each if block. To make the code efficient, we use else block. Okay, if, and then condition will be checked. If that condition is false, then it will go to else block. Like that, we will be using else. And next one is nested if and else if statements. That is, nested if and else statements are also allowed in Python. Okay, if statement can also be checked inside other if statement. Okay, multiple if statements. First we will be checking if and one condition for that if, and inside that one we will be writing one more if, and we will be checking condition for that if. So like that we can write multiple if statements. So this conditional statement is called a nested if statement. In nested, the inner if condition will be checked only if all the outer conditions are true. Okay, that helps to see multiple conditions to be satisfied. And round brackets for putting a condition in the if statement is optional. Next, if, elif and else statements. Elif means that is if else statement. The if elif statement is a shortcut of if else chain. Okay, like for example, if, else if, else if, else if, and finally else will be there. So instead of that else if, we will be writing elif. If the if condition is false, then the condition inside the elif will be checked and executed. While using if elif statement at the end, else block is added that will be executed when none of the above if elif statements is true. Okay, like that. If, elif, 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 and finally else, like that we will be writing. And next one is for loop in Python. Okay, for loop. To use that one, we should know break, continue, and pass. So break, continue, and pass, they are control flow statements that are used to alter the normal flow of execution in a loop or conditional statement. Break, we will be using break execution of the loop prematurely, we will be using break. So once the break statement is encountered, that will go out of the loop. For example, see here, for loop for I in range 1 to 6. So from 1 to 6 it will be checking if I is equal to 3, break, and print I. So if and print I, they will be both inside that for loop because of the indentation. And this break that is for the if condition. It is having one indentation. For that if condition, this break will be executed. So first what will happen? I, it will be 1, and then it will check I is equal to 3, not true. Then it will print I, and then next it will be incremented. So I will be 2, and if I is equal to 3, 2 is equal to 3, not true, then it will come and print 1 and 2 will be printed. And after that I will be incremented and it will be 3. And if I is equal to 3, then this break will get executed. That means it will come out of the for loop. So output will be only 1 and 2 for this code. Next one is continue. Continue, what it will do means, it will continue, it will once again go back to the condition part. uh, if you see the example for I in range 1 to 6, if I is equal to 3, continue. So initially 1, and if I is equal to 3, not true, so print I will be printed, 1 will be printed, and next I incremented. So next I will be 2, and 2 is equal to 3, not true, so print I, 2 will be printed. And then after that it will once again incremented. And if I is equal to 3, so I is equal to 3, true, so continue. Continue statement, that means it won't execute this print statement, it will come back once again for checking the condition. Okay, it will incremented and it will come. So I will be 4, and then 4, 4 is equal to 3, false, so it will print 4 will be printed. And then once again 5 will be printed. So like that you will be getting the output 1 2 4 5. Okay, so I is equal to 3 for that condition. Continue, that means it will go back to check the condition. So I is equal to 3, it will not be printed. Like this we will be using the continue. Okay, pass, so that is a placeholder statement. Okay, that is no action should be taken. Pass will be used to specify that no action should be taken. It is often used as a placeholder when writing code that will be filled in later. Okay, for example, if we see in this example, in range 1 comma 6, if I is equal to 3, pass, else print. Okay, like that. For a condition, for I is equal to 1, it will print. I is equal to 2, it will print. For I is equal to 3, just pass. And for I is equal to 4, it will print. I is equal to 5, it will print. So we will be getting this output. And next one is while loop. A while loop, that is also one of the looping statement which is used in Python. In the while loop, we need a counter to count the number of times the statement can be executed. Okay, we also have to put a condition in while to repeat a statement until the given condition is satisfied. Okay, while it will be having one condition, and until that condition is true, it will get executed again and again. If the condition is false, it won't go inside the while loop, it will come out of that while loop. Okay, if you want to execute a set of statements inside the while loop, then we will be writing that one using indentation. When the condition become false, the line immediately after the while loop in the program is executed. So if we see in this syntax, counter variable is there in the beginning, and while condition. So condition, if the condition is true, then the statements will get executed, and increment and decrementation will be done inside the while loop. And once again it will come back and it will check the condition. If the condition is true, again statements will get executed, and incrementation and decrementation will be done, and it will be repeated until this condition gets false. Okay, if the condition is false, then the next statement after that while loop will get executed. So for executing that while loop, three things must be there. One is initialization and condition, increment or decrement. Okay, these three conditions should be there for using the while loop. And nested while loops, we can also use nested while loops in Python. That means while loop inside a while loop we can use if we want. To print the values in the same, we use end. Okay, end. That means the value will not come in the new line after using end. And passing the white space to the end parameter, we can write like this. That indicates that the end character has to be identified by white space and not a new line. Okay, this is for new line and this is for white space. Exception handling. There are three types of errors. One is syntax error, another one is logical error, and next one is runtime error. Syntax error, that means there is a mistake in the syntax while writing the program. Programmer has done mistake in the syntax, that is missing semicolon, and then wrong output, displaying the wrong output. They are the examples of syntax error. Syntax error, we can identify that syntax error by looking in the program. Logical error, that means wrong output. For example, using different operators, instead of writing plus, yes, put some other minus, star, some other operator. So like that, that is logical error. Okay, that will be displaying wrong output. And one more type of error is runtime error. A runtime error, for example, divide by zero. Okay, programmer, you will not be knowing that he is dividing something by zero. He has done that divide by zero, that causes an exception. Okay, to handle the exception, we will be using try, except, and we can also use else block, and finally block will be there. So try block, that lets you to test a block of code for errors. And except block, so that is used for handling the error. And else block, that lets you execute code when there is no error. And finally block, whether try block executed, except block executed, the this one finally block, it will get executed always. In this example, try and then print hello. Inside try block, we are writing print hello. And except, if there is a exception, print something went wrong. And else, print nothing went wrong. Okay, so like this we will be handling exception in Python. Okay, try block, it will get executed. If it can't execute this try block, it will go to except block. And if it can't execute that except block, it will go to else block. And this one, if you see in this example, try block, programmer will be trying to print x. And then if there is an exception, print something went wrong. And finally print the try except is finished. Okay, either if the try block is executed or the except block is executed, finally block, it will be executed.